My story actually goes back a few years, but the current situation with the pandemic has sort of brought it back to life in a way. I turned 39 last December. My GF birthday is 1 week before mine and my daughter's falls in between, so we tend to have a birthday week celebration. We had been together for nearly 7 years at the time, married for almost 5. I thought we were very happy. The speed with which everything changed shocked me. All of this started back when I was 32 and my daughter was 4. My ex-wife was 31. My ex-wife joined a new gym because of a promotion they were having. It was a very expensive high-end place. It was after that when the trouble started. The details of the cheating aren't that interested, so I'm not going to spend much time describing it. For about 6 months my ex-wife became distant, picking fights a lot, going out on girls' nights, etc. After about 6 months of all this I went away on a business trip, and when I came home, my ex-wife had moved out. Maybe 2/3 of all her stuff and most of my daughter's stuff was gone. On the kitchen their divorce papers. No note, nothing. She was offering 50-50 custody and didn't want any money or the house. Now it might be important to know that at this time I was already earning 6 figures plus bonuses and commissions. Due to some very wise investments and careful planning, I expect to be a millionaire by my 40th birthday or soon after. But I guess she wasn't willing to wait. She is a stunning and beautiful woman, so it's not too surprising she was able to meet the guy she did. Especially in revealing gym clothes. I didn't know this when I found the divorce papers, but the man she left me for was already a millionaire. He was also 45. But I didn't know about the other man at the time. All I knew was my wife and left with our child and left behind divorce papers. She wasn't answering my call or anything. Her parents and siblings didn't know where she was. Eventually I talked to her, but she didn't tell me about the other guy. She just said that she wasn't happy and she wants to move on. After a couple weeks, what convinced me to sign the papers was when I received an invitation to her second wedding. I signed the papers and she was remarried 3 months after leaving me. I'm giving kind of an abridged version because the details of all this aren't so unique. Once I was divorced, I got to see my daughter again, and basically she spent half her time with me and half her time with her mother. I focused on being a better and more present father. I redoubled my efforts to work out and established a thorough exercise regimen. I took some courses about investing and trading and made a fortune. I even discovered a new hobby, woodworking. I would find used furniture usually that had been thrown out and I would refinish it. Eventually I started dating again, but it was nothing too serious. I was more concerned with having another woman around my daughter. She never really warmed up to wife's second husband. My daughter often said that he tolerated her, but that was it. She didn't use those exact words, but that's what she described. Eventually I met my current girlfriend. We've been together about 3 years now, living together for 2. My girlfriend is from Thailand and is 10 years younger than me. She studied therapy and worked in a spa. Her and my daughter get along great, and my ex-wife is very jealous. My GF and daughter enjoy spending time together in a way I don't think my ex-wife has experienced. For example, GF and daughter both have long hair and enjoy watching videos online on how to make very elaborate braids and hairstyles. My daughter enjoys this more than the expensive toys my ex-wife is always buying. Time for the plot twist. 2020 and the pandemic were not kind to my ex-wife's new husband. He worked as a business consultant and lost about 75% of his clients when the companies wanted to save money. They might hire him again in the future, but now it's tough. He still has plenty of money, but he was essentially living paycheck to paycheck. Furthermore, it turns out he was also heavily in debt. I don't know all the details, but I've heard he has hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt as well as outstanding loans. He had to sell his house and they moved into a condominium. He had sell off a lot of his assets to cover most of the costs. He is still comfortable, but their lifestyle took a drastic downgrade. The upside for me, my GF, and daughter, is that my daughter has been living with us full time for nearly a year. I happily volunteered to take her while they were dealing with their financial situation. The 3 of us have already visited my GF's family in Thailand, and after the pandemic situation is over we are going to go back and have a wedding in Thailand. We are tentatively planning on relocating to Thailand. My daughter visited Thailand with us and we haven't fully talked about it, but she is excited about living in Thailand with us. She has even started taking Thai language lessons online. I don't know how this will work exactly, and it's not like it will happen tomorrow, but I guess I'll just have to wait and see what happens. Anyway, that's my story. I hope it can help as a source of encouragement and motivation for people going through something similar. Remember that things can get better even after a bad situation. Comment 1. I don't know what is wrong with people. I can understand that a person falls out of love. But it is just sick to pretend the whole time you love that person and then one day behind his back to decide to leave with all belongings and kids and leave divorce papers on the table. Who does that? If you would have been an abusing asshole, then I could understand an action like that. But you did nothing wrong. Still, she decided to leave you in the most horrible way possible. There doesn't exist enough karma to give that woman a proper punishment. Comment 2. You already know this, but net worth is net. If he had that much debt and had to sell personal assets to cover his losses, he was never a millionaire in the first place. He clearly sold her a bill of goods to impress her into leaving you, but you're 1, better off without a woman who would jump ship over net worth, and 2, def worth more than he is anyway, so joke's on her. Enjoy your new girlfriend and your new life. That's the way you do it right there. Comment 3. This story illustrates what is possible once former active, now deadweight anchor partners, are removed from a relationship. Even when forced to opt for a new partner unwillingly, there are 3 outcomes: finding better, finding suitable, or making a mistake and choosing again. The odds truly are ever in your favor. Comment 4. There's a very real phenomenon at work here: affair down. Cheaters tend to be insecure. They're often narcissistic and they need that sweet narcissistic supply to feel validated and happy. The people they choose in an affair are typically manipulative and cloying, giving your cheating ex a sense of inflated ego and cheap love that simply doesn't exist in a long-term relationship after the easygoing initial stages. Your cheating ex builds shallow relationships with people and is too self-involved and self-victimized to put in the work it takes to grow old with you, bolstered by a secure and deep foundational love. That takes hard work and perseverance, the ability to form secure attachments with people. They choose someone easy. A quick hit, born of lies and manipulation. Cheap. Surface. This is why it rarely works. Good for you, up. These brighten the day. Thanks for the update. Comment 5. You seem very thoughtful and well put together mentally. Well done for getting over what must have been hard and being in touch with yourself. But please be very careful with your new partner. I hate to say this, but having lived for years in Asia, not Thailand, and having traveled to Thailand countless times, I have seen this go so wrong so many times from afar. Thailand and Philippines are the worst for this on an anecdotal basis. PLS, be careful. Comment 6. I'm happy for you, but also want to warn you about living in Thailand. The laws there are very unfriendly to non-Thai citizens living there. Any property will be only in the name of your GF soon-to-be wife, and there are horror stories about guys getting bounced from their own homes by the Thai wife and basically taking them for a very expensive ride. So protect yourself by talking to a lawyer who knows the Thai laws. Good luck. Comment 7. Wow, what a great ending. Truly happily ever after smile. But seriously, I do not understand people like your wife, and mine. Bring a kid in this world is a huge responsibility, huge commitment. It's even bigger that death do us apart promises. How could she just selfishly go out to older richer guy with full knowledge of breaking her home apart, forcing kids to live with another man and shuttling between 2 houses? These people deserve every flake they get from above. Comment 8. Good for you. My life also improved after my ex left. We were struggling financially. I was in an entry-level position in the automotive industry. We weren't destitute, but we weren't in the best spot either. My ex left for a more financially secure man. I worked my way up the golden staircase and retired at 49. Oh, and I married my ex's former best friend. We worked as team and are now enjoying a life of leisure and travel. My ex, well, last L heard, she's on her 3rd marriage. Comment 9. Not giving a duck is better than revenge. If you seek revenge, it lets them know you still care and they have that hold on you. The worst thing you can do to a cheater is cut them off. Comment 10. Listen to Kiwi Boston 1. I hate to be negative, but I've lived in Thailand and have family there. You wouldn't believe how many expats live there and are married to Thai women and basically supporting their whole family. Protect your assets and get a prenup. If not for you, then for your daughter's future inheritance. Thanks you for watching. Everyday new movies. See you soon.